Good morning, you guys. My name is Mimi. I hope you all are doing fabulous today. We have a few things that we're going to get potted up, and we're going to use these later on in our landscape. I don't know if you guys remember, but a few videos ago, I will link it here, where we planted the plumbago, we ripped out a few plants from the landscape that wasn't really working really well in that area. Well, I don't want those plants to go to waste, and so what we're going to do is just pot them up into 1-gallon containers. That's going to be our video for today. I mean, my greenhouse is looking so great, and the weather here in Florida, it feels fantastic. Let's get started. All right, we're going to start with these ants everywhere. Alright, our first plant is the curry leaf plant. It's not looking so good. It's because it needs to be potted up. So we're just going to pot these up into 1-gallon size containers. So we're just going to put a little bit of soil in here, add some fertilizer in there, and then put the plant back in there. And we got our first one done. Very good. This here is night blooming jasmine, and I already have one in my garden, but I'm probably going to move it once I find a better place for it. And we're gonna pot this one up. You can see like they're starting to get root bound at the bottom, and so you want to make sure that they have enough room to grow. My one that's planted in the ground is 5 times bigger than this and is already blooming. I can show you guys. This is a Maid of Orleans jasmine. The flowers are so pretty on this jasmine plant. I really love them. Put a little bit of soil. Look, roots are growing from the bottom. This one's definitely ready to go to a new pot. And this is bay leaf. And it's doing pretty good, but it definitely needs to be potted up. There it is. It's not too bad. I don't like to waste soil, so just put it on the top. And that's the bay leaf. Done. Alright, the other ones that I have, we're going to use these in my landscape, so I want to make sure that we give them enough room, so I'm going to separate them out, so it's going to probably get a little messy, and then put them in a 1-gallon container. The first one we're going to work on is a ginger plant, and it has these really pretty cone gingers on them, and I was so hopeful with this plant, but it just fried with any amount of sun, and I don't have very many shade areas on my property just yet. And this is how these are looking. You can kind of see the cones, so it's not so bad. And they're super pretty, but right now they weren't doing so well where they were. So I'm gonna cut all of that off, all these cones off. How pretty that is, oh my goodness. They actually smell really good. Not like a real ginger, but like a fresh fragrance to it. All right, I'm just cutting off all like the dead leaves. All right, and in here, I don't know if you guys can see that. Like loosening up the root ball. I don't want to take forever doing this, so I'm gonna use some of the soil, turn on the table, and I'm going to pot these guys all up. So with ginger, they grow from rhizomes. So what's gonna happen with these, it's okay if I cut off the top, because in the winter time anyways, these plants will go dormant and die all the way back, so we can cut them back all the way down basically to the stump. But I'm just gonna leave these little greens and then they'll come back. So things like this, like taking plants from your garden and separating them out like this is going to save you a lot of money. I mean, each one of these plants, I bought this from a big box store, and I think I paid about $20 for each of these plants. Now I have 3 of them already. I mean, and I have a whole bunch more to process. I'm gonna have now like 10 plants, and so I can plant these now in a drift somewhere where it has a lot of shade. Or another thing that I do is I will propagate some of the plants like I want to use for next season. Like if I've already bought the plant, a good example is those Java White copper leaves that you've seen that's in my side garden. I propagated them I think about maybe a month ago, and they're already starting to grow. I want to use these around my driveway, and so I just started propagating them. So now instead of having to propagate them and then overwinter them in the greenhouse, and by next season they should be big enough for me to start putting them in the ground. So, doing things like that makes gardening a little bit more cost effective. Just so everyone knows, this is a synthetic fertilizer that I'm using. It's just like a 10-10-10 fertilizer. So instead of having 2 plants, since I separated it out, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 plants. The next thing that we're going to be planting up, so let me get these finished. The next one we're going to work on is canna lilies. These are also grown by rhizome. All right, let me get these put over there and I'll go get the canna lilies. Got ants everywhere. All right, I'm gonna cut all of this up. This has been sitting out in like the sunlight, pure sunlight, and they haven't even died. I was shocked that they hadn't died yet. So we're gonna give them a chance. Probably put them somewhere in the yard. I have some areas in my yard that flood during the spring and summertime, and these plants love sitting in water. Alright, this one broke off. You can see the corms here. Like that thing there is a corm, and it's growing off of this one. If you was, like I'll show you right now. Let's do this side. Like this side doesn't have any roots growing on it yet, but this side does. So all you would have to do is break it the form like that, and then this one has roots and this one also has roots. So now you have 2 canna lily plants. I don't want too many of these, so I'm not going to break them off very much, but we'll separate them out a little bit so they can grow in a 1-gallon container. And I'll give you guys an update on these plants throughout the growing season. But I don't know, I'll show you this side is all plants that I've done the same exact things to. Had pretty good success. So this is the corm. You see the root? I put the roots face down inside of the soil. Like I'll probably build the soil up a little bit more. And I'll just stick the roots into the soil and then add the soil on top. Now these are corms, so it's okay to bury them. You can see right here, that's where the top of the corm was. And so it's basically all covered except the tippy top of the plant so that it can come up. All right, we have a few more to go. Okay, our next plant is these Thai quarterline plants. This should be relatively simple, which is fine. Oh my god, full of ants, you guys. Oh, jeez. So I'm just gonna plant these up quickly. But there's ants all in the pots. ants will cause lots and lots of pests, so you really don't want to keep ants in your garden. Let me blow this off. Ah, they're everywhere, guys. There's still a few, but not as many. This is a Three Sisters cordyline, and this is an anti-leaf cordyline. You can see the difference. Like, this one's more green and has like pink on the stems and like the edges of the stems. And this one is burgundy throughout. You get these two in. Is Cassandra. These have really pretty orange flowers, and I like to use this also in the garden. They have these seed pods also that come on, so you can like throw them on yourself, but after they dry you pick them, but you can see like the orange. And we're just going to cut them back and then they'll grow. Here's my scissors. The story of my life. Where are my scissors? Oh, there we go. So I'll just cut them back. You probably can propagate these too. These will definitely recover. I'm going to show you what they look like when they're blooming beautifully. Alright, our dwarf alocasia, and they get about 4 feet tall. And I'm going to separate them out into their own pots. They like to grow in the shade. You add some soil to the bottom first. These plants like a lot of water also. As much water as you can give them. Just in the garden. So here's the first one. Oh, so pretty. That one is so pretty. Guys, I don't know if this will grow back, but this is a banana. It's a red banana plant. It's an ornamental banana, and they're so pretty. And I had it planted in the shower garden, but it just never took off. Everything looks rotted, but I don't want to give up hope. So I'm just going to plant it in this orange pot so that it doesn't get too much water. I think that'll do it. I'm not going to put any fertilizer because it's already like on its last leg, and we're just going to see if we can get this to grow because the actual plant is so beautiful. The next thing we're going to be planting is these beautiful Thai Constellation monstera. I put them right next to my back door, and the sun just torched them. I thought they would be fine there, but yeah, no, they weren't. So we're gonna pot them up, and they're gonna grow. We're gonna give them some fertilizer. I did see some mealybugs on that plant, so I'm going to put on a systemic insecticide on that one. This is Cisplatinide systemic granular, and I just put them on the top and I kind of mix it in, and then that's it. That's done for this. Now we got one more plant, and it's my favorite. Dang, I didn't hit record. I've been talking for like 20 minutes and I forgot to hit record. So this plant, like I was saying before, I have no idea. I do know the name of it, but it's not coming to me right now. It likes partial shade, so it'll take some direct sunlight, but not very much. And I'll show you a picture of it. It's a beautiful plant and I love it. It's right next to my front door. It likes a lot of water, and so that's why it looks like this right now. But it's going to recover and it's going to do great. Don't you worry about it. We're going to just cut off all these dead leaves. Looks awful right now. It'll come right back, I promise. And it's a super low maintenance plant. Yes, you do have to keep it watered. And if you don't water it, will let you know. But if you have like an irrigation system or anything like that, you don't have to worry about it. I don't have an irrigation system. I have all my plants on drip. You don't have to do anything for this plant to look beautiful. And it grows so fast. And this is our last plant, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I'll show you what we got done today. We got a lot done, a lot potted up. And I'm so excited to have this done with. We're gonna clean up our mess. And that'll be it for today. Alright, I want to give you a little peek at what we got done today. So, these were the gingers that we got done. This is, remember the curry leaf plant and I don't know what those were. The alocasias. So we did a lot of work today, you guys. Here in the next few weeks, we're gonna plant out though these Queen Emmas. We're gonna plant out Song of Indias. All of these, you guys, are cuttings. I've propagated these cuttings. This Queen Emma, I have about 10 of them. They're all from cutting. So, and look at these gardenias. Isn't this crazy? So this is what I use a lot of the time to get my garden going. All right, so let's clean up this mess and that'll be done. I hope this video inspired you to get outside and get your hands in the dirt. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.